you've had a deal the last couple of weeks with one of your B-backs out. The chance you might have them both this week, and how do you feel about some of the things you might be able to do with both of them?
Well, we played. I'm trying to think. I'm going to guess we've probably played 6, maybe 7 games with both of them, available.
Yeah.
So I think we've got an idea how to use them, how they complement each other, and it would be probably a similar plan.
Here's with guys on the back of the depth chart like Quaid and
Cavante.
Yeah, Cavante, Marcus Allen for a little bit. Like, how do you keep them encouraged?
Well, that's a good question. I think they see, at practice, I think they see that there are still some things they've got to improve at, and they get a bunch of reps in practice, and so we just try to get them ready, and I think a couple of them are close, and when we'll end up using them, you never really know, and we just try to get them to grow and take a step forward every day, but they're making some progress.
What was your assessment of Matthew's performance off the bench?
Well, he does some good things getting the ball vertical, getting the ball downhill, and you don't, with him, he's played enough, he sees things well, he understands the offense, all those things. There might have been a play that he could have pitched, and then the fumble is the biggest thing. That anytime there's a fumble in the mesh, that's always on the quarterback. But that was equally in part to the B-back now. I mean, if not more so. So he did all right. I think a couple of things he could have managed better.
I think Paul said that maybe Diedrich was too far up. Was that anything? Just mental mistake?
Yeah. It kind of, and it happened later in the game. Earlier in the game, he was fine with his alignments, and obviously when the ball's in a line and it's really easy to decide where my alignment is, then he's fine with that. But when he's got to think and he's tired and and really figure out where to go, just that level of focus need to sustain throughout the course of a game.
I guess Matthew can't see that since he's behind him.
Yeah, he can't get lined up. And the quarterback's usually getting under the center by the time his feet are set behind him.
And the A-backs are probably all doing other stuff, so they don't really notice it either.
No, that's on one guy.
Bryan, this is a question not about the upcoming game or the last game, but with a handful of games left, there's only 2 seniors on the offense to start, and Freddie and JT. What is Justin, since you're his position coach, given this program? I mean, we see the numbers, we see the exciting plays and so forth, but for example, I know you show younger players film of some of their predecessors from time to time. Will tape of JT be used?
Oh, no question. His with our base play, he fundamentally he's usually pretty good. There's always exceptions, but he sees things well. He understands, I think, defense well for a quarterback, and I think he's got a good grasp of knowing our system and then knowing how people play us and how those things tie together. Mentally, he's a sharp kid. He on game day, the difference between Justin and Thomas on a Saturday and a Tuesday, it's night and day. And now Tuesday when we're going against our defense and in preseason's a little bit different, but he's just when it's game time, there's a switch with him. He's very, very competitive, and we've tried to get the 2 young quarterbacks to really take notice of that and to learn from that. But there's a lot about him that we're going to miss that the young guys can learn from.
How difficult is Virginia Tech in terms of, for a guy like Justin, they are so aggressive in terms of how they attack you guys, and they give you guys really the hardest time of anyone maybe other than Clemson. That's just a physical mismatch.
And what does their style, how does that does it apply to Justin?
Yeah.
Well, the thing that he's good at doing, he's always had a knack, for explosive plays, I think. And any time with those guys, you turn the tape on, and they're bound to have 9 guys within 4 yards. The safeties will be tighter than a middle linebacker. Not sometimes, most of the time, So anytime you can get through there, you've got potential for a big play. And with Justin's speed and ability to make a guy miss, you know, and when they lend that many guys to the line of scrimmage, it brings that capability. I think on the second play of the game last year, you saw the explosiveness in the pass game. You know, he can throw the ball accurately down the field well. You know, and when they're, you know, the way they play the coverages, that's kind of what he brings to the table against that style of defense, whether it's Virginia Tech, Clemson, you know, whoever it is. That's kind of how his skill set, you know, marries.
Do you feel like the way you guys are throwing the ball and the looks you've given teams and the kind of creativity with that will maybe back them off somewhat, or are you still expecting 9 in the box? And
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think he's got a good idea how he wants to play. I'll be surprised if it's something totally different.
At this point in the season, how pleased are you with how your guys are playing on third down?
On third down, you know, to be honest with you, I know kind of relatively speaking where our numbers are. They're not what they were 2 years ago. I think we're better than we were last year, though. And you know, I think some of that has to do with first and second down. I get upset when we, you know, it's 2nd and 6 and we lose 15 yards and we're at 3rd and 20. So that's not the fault of 3rd and 20. That's the fault of 2nd and 5 or 2nd and 6. So third down, you know, I think with what we do, or you know, what offenses in general do on third down, I think we're managing. Pass protection needs to be better out of the fullbacks. I think we need to engage and block better, you know, but I think JT sees things down the field pretty well.
With the success their secondary has had this year, do they feel that one-on-one coverage is not something that they have to worry about?
Yeah, I don't think they worry about one-on-one coverage up there. I think that's part of their DNA, you know. And it might look like a zone sometimes, but it's going to play to man, you know, and that's not a concern of theirs. They kind of live and die by that sword.
Was the plan with Taquan, were you expecting him to play a little more than he has by this point?
Oh, you never know. You never know how it's going to go, you know. Going into preseason, you didn't know how he was going to grow as a quarterback.
Right.
You didn't know how healthy you were going to be. You didn't know what was going to go on with the other two guys. So, you know, you try to just push each guy to his individual limits and get better, and you play the best guys.
Anything else for Coach Cook?